Well, here we are back under the house, and there's the old propane water heater. Comes as natural gas. I had to switch it over to propane, and I got two 40-pound tanks should run it, I think. And I got everything hooked up now, and I got my bottle of soapy water to check the connections, and next to it I have a leak detector because to change it over to propane, you had to take this cover off and change 3 jets in there, and then and it came with a new gasket for the cover. Put the cover back on it. It says to use a leak detector around that to make sure you don't have any leaks. So I went and bought me a handy dandy leak detector because I didn't think spraying soapy water up inside of here would be a good idea. I can do it on all these other connections, and I'll have to look in the manual. It's got some other tests I'm supposed to do after that, and I forget now. I'll have to go look it up again in the book if I'm supposed to check that for leaks while it's running or just sitting idle. I think it was run the hot water and get it turned on and then check this for leaks while the gas is going through there and it's burning and stuff. So I'll have to look it up again and see. But for now, I'm going to check these connections, all these connections here on the lines. For leaks, I'll use the old soapy water thing and see what happens. Hopefully none of them leak. But, you know my luck. Probably have an explosion, blow the house down. Yeah, it's the way it works sometimes. I don't know if we got much snuff light in here to do things with or not. We'll see. If I can aim this a little better, maybe get it down and over. Let's see. How's that looking? That's not so bad. Let's see. So I'll turn on the right tank a little bit, check it for leaks. And if nothing leaks, then I'll turn on the left tank and check it. And we'll see what happens. Open. Valve is up in the green. So far, so good. Not only am I not seeing any leaks, but I'm not smelling any gas either. That's always a good thing. All right, and this is an automatic switching valve. When this one runs out of gas, this will turn red, and it'll automatically use this tank at a lower pressure until I come down and flip this valve over. Then that shuts this right tank off and then makes this the primary tank, and it increases the pressure. And then you switch this over. You switch this over to the new tank before you disconnect this one, otherwise the gas will shoot straight out. But right now this one's the primary tank, and it's in the green, so it's got good pressure and no leaks. I'm tickled. Because gas lines are like water lines for me. I usually can't get them right the first time, or the second time, or the third time. Sometimes never. All right, that's looking good so far. Now, I think what I'll do is turn off this right tank, switch this over to the other tank, turn it on. It's up in the green on the gauge. No leaks. I'm using Dawn in my soapy water solution. Just what I use to cut grease and dirt and clean my totes and stuff for catching rainwater. I think it's good enough for that. It's good enough to check for gas leaks. Once again, I'm not seeing any, and I'm not smelling any. Boy, that just tickles me no end that I ain't got any gas leaks. Holy smokes, I thought sure I'd have a gas leak. I'm definitely not smelling any. All right, now let's put the soapy water down and see. We'll just go around this to see. And then I'll check it again. I'll check the book and see what it says if I'm supposed to check it while it's actually burning. So you turn it on. Gotta hold it for a bit. It takes 30 seconds to heat up, it said. 30 seconds is like an eternity when you're waiting on it. It's supposed to say DI or PI or something here on the gauge when it's heated up. Has it been 30 seconds? Huh? I don't know. Maybe not, because I don't want to go to high. There it is. And it's beeped and went to high. So now it's just to see. Supposed to give a visual on the screen and beep if it detects a leak. It appears. Alright, let's just go by these just out of curiosity. Uh-oh. I see a bubble. Not good. Alright, let's switch this off. Right there. I see that bubble. Get the old wrenchy poos. See if we can fix that bad boy. At least it's on a fitting I can get to easy. Alright, did get a little bit there. I got about a quarter turn. Now, let's get a paper towel. Wipe that bad boy off and start over. Spray him down again. Come on, baby, don't leak now. Be good to me. So far, so good. Now, let's crack the right tank again, have them both on. So this one's the primary tank because the lever's over here. So when this one runs out, it automatically switches to this one. I guess I don't care which one's primary and which one's secondary and backup. Because I filled them, both are brand new tanks, got them purged and filled. So looking good. I get my handy dandy flashlight. My old geezer eyes here ain't as good as they used to be. Actually, my old geezer eyes was better before I got my cataracts removed. But he removed them and found something else that he can't fix. We just got to monitor it. He's got me on some special vitamins. Supposed to slow down whatever it is that's bad. And he says the good news is he's got some people that's been taking that medicine. It's got the same thing as me. And they've been doing it for 10 years and their vision has not gotten any worse. It's not gotten any better, but it's not gotten any worse. It just held the same. So we just keep taking them pills. And I guess one day if I go to get the pills and I can't see them, I'll know it's too late. Didn't work. Both tanks are on in the green, and I'm not seeing no bubbles now. Awesome. That's where it was leaking, but it ain't leaking now. Nope. It smells like dawn. Checked it. How'd I do that? This is a fine mess you got us into now, Ollie. Guess we'll just leave that dust cover hanging where it's at. Looking good. Looking good. I don't want to turn it on now. I don't want to plug it in. It's not plugged in, so there's no electricity to it. I want to plug it in so I go get the manual and check off the rest of the stuff. I could put some water in it though, make sure my water lines don't leak, because I got this goes into the main hot water system, but I got it turned off here. There's no water in there, so I can turn the cold on and it'll go up into the system, and then if I open the drain valve, it should push the air on out. Let's see what happens. See if I got any leaks on the water stuff. I hear the water flowing. Just leave it partially cracked till I see if it's going to leak. As I think I said before, my record with plumbing's not that best. I hear the water going in. Not sure where it's going. Don't look like it's coming out yet. Let me get up and go look at where that hose goes, see if there's any water coming out yet. And the answer would be yes. Water's coming out. So that's a good sign. That's a good deal. Whoop, slippery. I can hear it busting guts out of the hose now. That should push all the air out. I'll just close off the drain, and we'll see. Hey, no leak. Oh, uh-oh. Please don't be leaking there. That'd be a nightmare to fix. Oh, I think that's sprayed overspray from the soapy water. Okay, that's good. The only thing in plumbing that I like is unions. I put unions everywhere when I'm plumbing. Just so if I got a problem, I don't have to tear down the whole thing or saw it off. Alright, I'm not seeing any leaks here. Uh-oh. That's soapy water, I think. We'll let it sit a few hours to see what we get. Let me get a towel and dry that off. And then we'll let it sit and see what we get. But another week or two, I'm hoping I can cut off the outside boiler. Then this will be my source of hot water. I get all the checks done in the manual today. And if it looks like it's going to work, I think what I may do is go turn the hot water heater upstairs off, close the output and input valves to it, and just use this for a day just to see how it's going to work out. And then if it all seems to be working fine, I can turn it back off and go back and use the side arm on the hot water heater with the outdoor wood boiler until I shut the outdoor wood boiler off. Which is, I shut it off based on the weather. So, we'll just leave this valve closed for now, then it'll go to the system. Then this is all pressurized. So we'll see if it leaks. I'll get another paper towel there and dry it a little better. So, I think we're having some success here. Don't look like I'm going to have any sawing videos this week because the weather's been so doggone nasty. I can't get out there to work on them blowdowns I wanted to work on. So the story of Old Yeller and this may be my video of the week. I know, it's disappointing. You want to see me cutting wood, so do I. I'd rather be cutting wood. Alright. Everything seems dry now. We'll let her sit a couple hours and check it again, see what we get. It shouldn't be leaking because that was pressurized before. It had to be overspray from the soapy water. Yeah, everything's feeling good. All right, well, let us sit a couple hours and see what we get. See ya. Okay, we're back at it. I got the conversion sheet here from when I converted it from natural gas to propane. You're supposed to check around the manifold cover for a leak with it running, flame burning and water getting hot. So I got a drain valve right down there. I'm going to turn that on, and I should pull water through and make it kick on and burn. And it says when you see a good flame, then check around that manifold cover with the leak detector for leaks. So we'll try that and see. I did have a little gas leak after you guys took a nap. I fixed it, I think. And this looks like it's in standby now. It's done this warm up thing. So if we open the drain valve, water should flow. You should see a flame come up here. So it's got to get the air out of gas lines first. There's flame. I see fire. Got the air out of gas lines. So now we'll check this around the manifold cover for leaks. So far, so good. Got a lot of flame in there now. Got all the air out of it, looks like. Yeah, drain pipe's getting warm to the touch. It's set at 120. I slowed that drain down, slow the water down a little bit. Yeah, the brass fitting there is feeling warm. So it's working. Hallelujah. And I ain't seeing no leaks. It's pretty impressive. Then it says I'm supposed to use a manometer and check some pressures, header pressure, I don't know, some weird stuff, I don't know what it is. But I got a manometer, so what I'm going to do on that, since it's working and it works good, if it works good, I ain't going to do that. But I'll wait till my son-in-law comes down, and he knows what he's doing. I'll let him do that. Because you got to take some lines off and check pressures and stuff, and it's over my training. This was over my training too, but I took a shot. Got hot water coming out down there. All right, let's turn it off. Turn the water off. Blower dies. Flame went out. Fan's running, I imagine, just to cool it back down a little bit. See if we got any leaks. We're looking good, I think. If the house blows up tonight and I die, you'll know it ain't no good. Okay. Let's get out the old sheet here. Let's do some checking. Turn on a nearby water faucet. We've done that. Wait till a consistent flame is seen through the sight. Check for gas leak. Put on a leak detector around the edges of the manifold plate. If you find a leak, stop. Turn off the gas. If you don't, all right. So we did that. Checko. Turn off the water supply. Did that. Oh, supposed to let it drain now. After water heat is completed, it's supposed to turn off the gas supply and turn off the power to the water heater. Then verify static and dynamic pressures and what all, I don't know what all that is. That's the part we're going to save. I'm going to save that for my son-in-law. He knows what that stuff is. And then I can blame him if the house blows up the next day. I hate blaming myself when the house blows up. It's no good. Okay, it's back in standby. So after the water heater is completed its post-purge process, turn off the gas supply, turn off the power to the water heater. Alright. I think am I going to do that? Well, yeah, I'll do that. Turn everything off for now. Gas off. Gas off. Both gases are off. Water's off. Power's off. It's back to dormant. Success. See ya. Okay. I think it's time for the big test on the hot water heater. So the main hot water heater up here that's hooked with the sidearm to the wood boiler has done its morning thing. It's all fully heated up, charged up. So I just closed the hot water valve and the cold water valve and isolated it. So the only source of hot water now will be the new gas-fired tankless water heater. So I'm going to go down under the house and turn the gas back on and double check for leaks and turn the water back onto it and get it ready, and then we'll come back up in the house here and turn the hot water on and see if we get hot water. What do you think? So this is full up of hot water, so that'll last for this afternoon. If this thing's failed and I closed the hot water line and the cold water line, so it's shut, it's isolated. The only source of hot water now is the gas-fired water. Alright, keys are here still. Back down to water heater, got the gas turned on, sprayed all the connections down with soapy water again, and I just checked. We sit at about 1,500 feet here, and it said dip switches 3, 4, and 5 should be off, and they are. So we got that done. Water's on, air's purged, water's turned on, hooked up to the main water supply in the house. So we're about ready for the big test. Get the cover back on here. I guess we could leave the cover off till we get the testing done, just in case. So one last time we'll check the gas lines. I don't smell no gas, but I got allergies and bad sinuses and stuff, so I could be about to pass out from gas and may not smell it. So we'll just see. I done sprayed it down, ain't seeing no bubbles. Looking a little dry, we'll spray it again lightly. Nothing. Looking good. I'll try and get my neighbor over here later this week. He's got a good nose. See if he smells any gas. Alright, it's time to plug it in again. Let's put the power to it and we'll see what we got. Okay. It's doing its thing. I hear little relays kicking in, and the flow meter, it's on standby. It's set at 120. And I read today how to change that, so we got to go hold them for 3 seconds or more. There it is, changed to 125. That's where I think I want it. Anyway, if we get a little temperature drop all the way back to the shower way at the other end of the house, it'll still be pretty warm down there. You and I can mix cold water with it if it's too hot in the kitchen. Because coming the other direction, when the big water heater was set at 120, by the time it got to the kitchen, I didn't need to mix no cold water with it. It's just, I could just use it just as was. So this will probably be the same for the shower. So, should be, if I go upstairs now and turn the hot water on, this baby ought to fire up and give me some hot water. So we'll go do that. I'll go do that and see what happens. Coming along? Okay, here we are at the kitchen sink. Let's see what we got. Water on. Thing's pretty quiet because I can't hear it when it turns on down there from up here. So while we're waiting, I'll get my thermometer so we can check it. See what we're doing. Starting to get warm. So I think it's working. Yeah, getting warmer. Let's get a cup here, get some water and see what we got. Got the old thermometer. I think we're going to call this water heater a success. $118. And it's showing 122, 123, 123. Oh yeah, we just have to call this a success. So I'm thinking by the time it gets to the far end of the house for the shower, it'll still be about 100. Oh yeah, it's hot. Still be about 120. So, good deal, huh? Okay, had 123 there in the kitchen, so I'm pretty pleased with that. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the big hot water heater isolated for today, and I'm going to go turn off the sidearm so it don't run again this afternoon or run first thing in the morning like it usually does. And leave the gas water heater as is and let it run, use it for the rest of the day, just see how it does. I'm going to do all the washing up this afternoon, take my shower and stuff, and see, make sure it works good. Then I can turn it back off and turn the sidearm back on and use that until I shut the boiler off for the year. But I think we're going to call the hot water heater a success, even though I ain't an HVAC guy. But I can read most of the time. But I got a good son-in-law, and he was there to answer my questions when I got stumped. And especially good when I asked him questions and he goes, nah, you don't need to do that. That's what I want to hear. Okay, see ya.